Hello, my name is Christine Orono. I'm a HR practitioner and career coach. I'm accredited to support people manage their career development and career transitions. I'm very passionate about this subject because I know in this current environment that we live in, careers has become a very big issue in people's lives. Having met and coached very many individuals, I know that especially in an environment as volatile as what we're facing in Kenya today, careers have become a very close subject for people. Many people have many questions about careers, and this series of Career Bites is designed to give insights on various career issues that we face at individual level. This session, I would like to cover what are the main shifts that have happened in the world of work and how they've impacted us as individuals in our careers. So welcome. Once upon a time, careers were not a major subject matter because people left college, university, and didn't have issues getting a job at first. That situation was brought about because in the early 70s, for example, the population was not as big as we face today. We also had a situation where career fields were very few and limited, and therefore making a career choice was very, very straightforward for most people. The situation today is actually very different though, because the number of career fields have increased, the population in our country has increased exponentially, and also then the competition has also become much more stiffer for the limited career vacancies that are available in the market today. One thing I would like to point out is the fact that in the 50s and 60s, the way people managed their careers was very different from what is expected today. When one left the university those days, maybe they studied as an engineer or lawyer or doctor, then they went straight into the subject area that they studied and specialized in that area throughout their careers, whether it was 30 or 40 years later. They started off and ended up retiring in that same career line. So careers then would therefore be likened to a trip on a train, where you got onto the train and stayed upon that track until the end of that course. And that was the situation for many of our parents or grandparents that they experienced that time. Over the years, things have changed because over the last 20 or so years, rapid changes have happened in the workplace that have forced people to make abrupt career changes because of incidents of layoffs, resizing and job sizing. Now, what brought about this situation? There are many factors that have brought about this situation. Most times, it has been occasioned by factors external to businesses and organizations that have forced people to have to change the course of their career, even when they did not necessarily decide to do so initially. So you find that people found themselves laid off. We have that situation taking place, especially in the 90s, and even now from the year 2000 coming forward, and very much more even now in the present day. This year, 2017, there has been massive layoffs in the job market, and that has been occasioned by various economic challenges that our country has. And I can't say that situation will get better. What you will find is that more and more of this will happen, and therefore what it has forced individuals to do is to be more proactive about their career planning. So if I was to contrast what is happening now and what happened in the, say, 50s, 60s, and 70s, people did not really necessarily have to take charge of their careers. Organizations took over the role of planning people's careers and even determining where they'll end up. However, today, no organization can guarantee you that they will take charge of your career. And therefore, when I come to the subject of careers, I am encouraging more and more of us to take charge of our careers and make sure that we proactively manage them. Many times we find individuals are more proactive when it comes to certain areas of their life as opposed to their careers. For For example, you'll find people taking much more pain in planning a holiday. So if come December this year, people are already thinking about what holiday will they have for Christmas. So they're going to spend the next few months planning where they're going to go and how they're going to enjoy themselves as a family. So you can see the amount of planning that they would put into such an activity, saving up money and looking for ways in which they attain maximum enjoyment. However, when it comes to an area of careers, I see less and less proactivity in that area. And what we find is most people, having come from a background where they thought organizations need to take charge of this aspect, are now finding themselves in a position where they have to think about what their next steps in their career will be. Even today, a person leaving university is no longer assured of what career they're going to end up. Most graduates today do not actually end up working in the area of their study. That is something that is quite common today. That situation did not happen because of the choice of the individuals, though it has been brought about by various market dynamics. Because you find there are some areas that have demanded less and less workforce, whereas others, new areas have been created that didn't exist in the past. For example, a simple area is mobile telephony. It was not even an industry that was well developed 10 years ago, actually 15 years ago. But today you find it employs quite a huge number of employees. Maybe you're talking about numbers about in excess of 5,000. That industry did not exist 20 years ago. So you'll find the market is constantly changing, and therefore individuals need to constantly review themselves on a regular basis and determine how they are going to make career moves throughout the course of their lives. So in the past, if you check the dictionary today, you'll probably find the definition of a career was a marked course. It was sort of predetermined. Career then was a one-stop choice that somebody made. But today, careers is a series of choices that one has to make all throughout the course of their career. As things change, as situations emerge, one has to constantly think of how they're going to navigate their career. We have seen industries that have virtually shut down overnight. For example, today, we cannot celebrate the existence of Kodak, which was a very big company in the past, because the photography industry has morphed into something very different from what it was in the past. Today, people have access to mobile phones and accessories that enable them to take pictures on the go. In the past, you had to take pictures using a camera and take the negatives to be developed in a studio. That no longer is the case. And therefore, our whole industry has been changed drastically because of the dynamics that have taken place and technological advancement. And so I want you to think about your individual career. What are the likely changes that are likely to impact your job, your career as it is today? Yes, you may have studied to be a marketer, but you might find that as opportunities shrink and as technology takes over some of the functions that people used to do in the past, then one has to think of how they are going to evolve and take on and explore new areas of skill that they can still find in the market. So in my next session, I will be looking at what are some of the steps you can take as an individual to review what opportunities, to review and match your skills to the opportunities in the market. I hope this has been a useful session, and I hope that you will continue to stay tuned to this very channel. Thank you very much for your attention.